So I was like thinking of like what would be like collaborations that would be like really funny if they happened because of how like weird and like unexpected it would be, but that would like low key hit and would honestly like be like really interesting. And so I've come to a conclusion of a list of about five different combinations, different pairs, different duos that I think would be awesome together, right? So first of all, hear me out. Hear me out. And I might have to give a little bit of backstory and like recommendations on tracks that you guys can like get a gaze of what I'm looking at so that you can kind of see the vision. So this is technically also a rec list. Um so first of all, first duo that I think would probably make like a really cool song together. Megan Thee Stallion and Echo 2K. Now hear me out. Listen to Find Out by Megan's first self-titled album from like last year. The song is Find Out, right? You listen to the beat, that sounds like something that Echo 2K could probably like easily write on and make like something cool out of. If you don't know now, I feel like most people know Megan Thee Stallion. Echo 2K is also quite famous, but I guess it depends on the type of niche like side of the internet that you're on. Um, Echo 2K is a Swedish rapper, part of a group collective called Drain Gang. And Drain Gang basically does a bunch of like experimental like electronic music blended with like trap, and it's very like fun. And I feel like there's some elements of crossover and like of a cool contrast that could happen with like the combativeness of Megan's tone with the really girliness of Echo 2K's voice, right? So there's that. Second, Michael Levy and Tamino. Now, if you don't know who Michael Levy is, he is a man that basically recreates and plays all the like classical pieces from like ancient Greece, and he uses a instrument called the kithara, I believe. It's the kithara, which is kind of like the Greek harp. It's like kind of like a guitarish, harpish looking instrument that it was common in ancient Greece. And so he plays a lot of music that sounds like something that you'd hear like in the fucking pantheon. And Tamino is an Egyptian folk artist who is actually like recently starting to get a bit more traction because he's going to be doing a collaboration with like Mitski in a couple of days, and it's gonna come out. And so my boy's about to get huge. But I've been in love with him for like years at this point. Like his music is awesome. Like um recommendations that are specific to this possible hypothetical collaboration that I am thinking of. For Michael Levy, I recommend, I believe it's The Bag of Troy, The Sack of Troy. The Sack of Troy by Michael Levy. And then from Tamino, I recommend The Flame or The Longing. Now, if you listen to those songs, you will kind of be able to contextualize and see like what I'm looking for from both artists that I think would like be cool together. Michael Levy obviously only does instrumentals, right? Because he's recreating a lot of the compositions that were like written in like the ancient Greek times and stuff like that. While Tamino has like a beautiful voice, right? So that's my second collaboration. Third one. I feel like I might not like the people might not like this very much. Um, just because Miley Cyrus has a bit of a bad rep. I feel like she's definitely redeemed herself and created a bit more of like a character and brand of which she abides by nowadays that makes her a bit more like likable in the public eye. And I'm seeing a lot of people that are even getting nostalgia of like old Miley back when she did, Wrecking Ball and We Can't Stop. Anyways, Miley Cyrus and Lord Huron. And I am fully serious. Lord Huron, fantastic band. They do like country-ish, mostly like folk-ish, like a lot of psychedelic rock. It's like very country-ish. But it's not quite country. It's more folk than country necessarily. And I love them so much. Basically one of my favorite bands of all time. They are like among my top artists. They have like a beautiful discography, and the song that I'm thinking specifically from them is just imagine Miley Cyrus's voice singing "The Stranger," which is one of Lord Huron's first songs and like earliest songs in their discography. And yeah, I don't trust anyone and anything these days. I can just imagine that with like Miley's voice because they have like psychedelic, like a lot of synthy airiness going on in like their instrumentals of like Lord Huron. And she just has like a bit of like graveliness to her voice that I think, and like warm honey, cinnamonish sort of, I don't know, there's something about her voice that I feel like would go really well with Lord Huron unexpectedly. What's next? 1 tablespoon with Aisha Erotica's singing voice. Aisha Erotica and 1 tablespoon. If you don't know who 1 tablespoon is, he is a producer from Australia, and he does like house music, and it's very like danceable and whatever. But their production is very like clean, and I'd say almost like airy, watery, like it's very light. And so with that, I think Aisha Erotica's singing voice, because Aisha Erotica, she usually does like a bit more like aggressive, almost bordering into rap kind of music with like very heavy hyperpop beats. But she has a one song, it's You Can Meet Me at the Hotel, where she sings and her voice is very velvety, and I think it would just, she could like sing something really nice overlaid on like a 1 tablespoon beat that I would love to see, honestly. The specific song that I'm thinking of from 1 tablespoon that I think Aisha Erotica would be like an excellent addition to is Best of Me. And so that's my fourth pair that I think would be really interesting. Next up, Yasult with me. Guys, I poured water on my fucking, what's it called? Power bank. Nothing happened. There doesn't seem to be a short circuit. I'm checking for the water, but I immediately went to unplug it just to dry it down. So I guess we're gonna be talking in the dark, old YouTube style with like shitty lighting and shit like that. But honestly, I hope you guys bear with me on this one while I talk and dry out this. It seems fine. Doesn't seem like there's any water there. It seems quite clean. Yasult and me. I got passionate. Y'all saw I was passionate with that me. Because Yasult is quite literally my queen. She means everything to me as an artist. Let me turn on my actual, like, my backlight. Fellas, I hate turning on my big light, am I right? Let me get, like, a towel while I dry this down. This is crazy. T, situation fixed. Let me just plug it in so that I can turn on this lamp again. I don't trust anyone or anything these days. If you are who you say you are, then show me a face. That's the Lord Huron song I was talking about. Good shit. Genuinely. Fucking love it. As you guys can tell, I love music. I'm a huge music fan. There you go. The light's on. I don't know if you guys see it flickering. Let me just turn off the big light. We're so back. We're super back. Super back. Yasult and me. Yasult is a French singer. She's very good, and she's so talented, and she's like so, like her style is quite alternative. She does like a lot of, okay, here's some music recs by her that I really like. MTV, Garçon, Petit Cœur, Bitch You Could Never, and there's another one. I believe it's Trance. And here's a cool thing. She's been recently actually quite big in the past like 4 or 5 months because she did that collaboration with a Sveldiza, I believe, and Anita. Anita? No, it was not Anita. Pablo Vittar. And it's that song that's like, I just killed a man, she's my alibi. That's her. Yasult is in that song. Yasult is the French girl in that song. She's so talented, and it's so cool to see another person of color represented in an alternative space. And she means a lot to me, like her message in general. Like, okay, she made an Instagram post, right? Because I follow her on Instagram, because I love her, and I want to support her. And she had like this post where she talks about her like journey and her dreams and how she was like from a small town in France, born to Cameroonian parents, and how she just always wanted to be like a big singer, make it big, like, and that message resonates a lot with me because I live in Portugal, and I'm an immigrant, and I'm not born to Cameroonian parents. My mother is Mexican and my father is Portuguese, but I was not born in Portugal. And neither was my father, actually. He's just Portuguese by, like, descendancy, but baseline, I just say he's Portuguese, because ethnically that's what he is. He's a white man. And, like, anyways, but but as like so I'm not necessarily within the same struggle of like racism and anti-immigrant hate, because like honestly my Portuguese is quite good and most people don't even really detect like an accent unless they like really listen to me speak for a long time. um but like as a trans person I do face like some sort of othering that I would love to push the boundaries on and make it big for myself despite that obstacle. And so it means a lot to me, especially because my goal as an artist is to make non-English music have the same level of international success and be able to open up doors to the same kinds of levels of international success as English speaking songs are. Because if y'all really think about it, and I talked about this in another video, but like a lot of the songs that are like worldwide, globally recognized are like either English, Spanish because of the popularity of reggaeton, or Brazilian Portuguese because of the popularity of funk. And then any other song that goes up in the charts or whatever that is not English is are like outliers, like once in a while outliers, you know, like Molsha Doma had their moment, that, you know, Russian band. Someone recently corrected me on how to say Molsha Doma because I was saying Molka Doma before. So Molsha Doma, or like that one French song that's like but honestly that was more like big on TikTok, you know what I mean? Well, Molsha Doma also was, but still like songs that really went like internationally successful that aren't like English or like sometimes Portuguese, sometimes Spanish are just widely disregarded. And that's funny because like there's so many languages that are spoken more than English. Like like Hindi. Urdu also, I believe. I might be wrong. Mandarin, I believe also, but I might be wrong. Like especially now that everyone's trying to learn Mandarin to go to Red Note and whatnot. Anyways, the point is, let me just finish this so that there's nothing to spill, right? Yusult and I have, and Yusult, her music is in French. Some is in English, but mostly French. And like I just have the same, like a similar goal of wanting to make it big with like the language that we speak, that I speak. You know, it would just be cool to have more language diversity in music. And Yusult and I feel like when it comes to our motivations, are quite similar. Our styles and how much we want to experiment is also quite similar. I just feel like me and her could make something cool if I was bigger and I had the shot to collaborate with other people. You know what I mean? I'd love to collaborate with her. And so that's the fifth rec. Me and Yusult. So let's just recap this, right? Megan Thee Stallion, Neko 2K, Michael Levy and Tamino, Lord Huron and Miley Cyrus, One Tablespoon, and Aisha Erotica, specifically her singing voice, and then me and Yusult. And that's all I gotta say. So there's really nothing else to it. I'm just gonna end the video. Bye.